afraid to start investing because you're terrified of pressing the wrong button and watching your hard-earned money vanish in a week? Or maybe you've already opened a self-directed brokerage account, put some money in there, and then realized you actually have no idea what you're doing. Here's the thing. I see so many people put the cart before the horse and effectively gamble their money because they don't have an investment plan and haven't learned how to properly use a brokerage's online trading platform. As a comparison, if you want to become an expert pilot, you wouldn't just jump into a plane, push a bunch of buttons, and hope for the best. You'd spend hours training in a flight simulator before you ever took a seat in a real plane. The same should go for learning how to DIY invest. You should practice in a simulation before ever trading your real money so you can build your knowledge and confidence and avoid losing money by making a rookie mistake. Hey, I'm Jessica, Qualified Associate Financial Planner and best-selling author of Everything But Money. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to practice investing with fake money so you can get comfortable investing the real thing. Now, today's video is sponsored by Webull, so I'll be walking you through their paper trading account, which allows you to trade unlimited virtual cash, not real money, so you can practice investing without any of the risk. Webull is a zero commission discount brokerage available in many countries around the world, but it became available in Canada in 2024. Now, the $0 commissions are important because it allows you to keep more of your money invested so it can compound and grow instead of it going to fees. Now, although their platform is quite comprehensive and offers professional tools for different trading strategies, it can also be used for simple investing strategies too. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos before, then you know I follow the passive investing strategy, and my portfolio would best be described as vanilla. I'm all about building wealth slowly with low-fee index ETFs, and I'm going to show you how to do just that with Webull so you can try it out yourself. To make your free practice account, visit jessicamorehouse.com/Webull or click the link in my description. And right now, Webull is offering up to $250 cash back for eligible traders, giving you a boost to start investing and make your money work harder. Now, before we build a portfolio, there are 3 really important things beginners should understand. First, diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. While everyone wishes they could have invested everything into the next Apple or Nvidia early on, reality is nobody can consistently predict the future. That's why building a diversified portfolio across different sectors, countries, and asset types is so important for long-term investing success. Or as John C. Bogle famously said, don't look for the needle in the haystack, just buy the haystack. Second, stay invested long-term instead of reacting emotionally to short-term market swings. Stay invested and contribute consistently because market downturns are a normal part of long-term investing. That's why strategies like dollar cost averaging can be so effective, investing regularly regardless of what the market is doing. It's also important to rebalance your portfolio occasionally to maintain your target asset allocation and keep your investments aligned with your goals. And third, choose investments that actually match your personal risk tolerance. Take an investor questionnaire, see what is right for you, such as an 80-20 or 70-30 portfolio that is less volatile than, say, a 100% stock portfolio. With all that in mind, let's look at beginner investor Luca as our example and practice making a portfolio using Webull's paper trading account. Luca is 30 years old and has never invested before and feels behind. He wants to get started right away, but he also doesn't want to make some big mistakes like he's seen his friends make over the years with their investments. He's done some research, wants to build his own index ETF portfolio from scratch and invest in it for the next 35 years for his retirement. He took an investor questionnaire and discovered he's a growth investor, meaning he's comfortable with more market exposure in exchange for higher long-term growth potential. Based on that, he chooses a portfolio focused primarily on stocks with a smaller allocation to more conservative holdings. He lands on this breakdown: 35% US stocks, 25% Canadian stocks, 15% international stocks, 5% emerging market stocks, 20% conservative/lower volatility holdings like bonds. His next step is to determine what ETFs would give him exposure to these asset classes and regions. First, he makes sure he's in his paper trading account as his practice account. Then he's going to select a blank layout. In the blank layout, he can choose to add any widgets he wants. He's going to add the classic trade widget, the paper account detail widget, and the screener widget. The screener widget can help him search for the most suitable investments for his needs. Now, the big 3 ETF providers in Canada are BMO ETFs, Vanguard, and BlackRock. He took a look at their ETF offerings and decided on the following ETF holdings: 35% in XUU, 25% in VCN, 15% in ZEA, 5% in VEE, 10% in ZAG, and 10% in ZUAG.F. The last thing he does before making his first trade is to figure out how much money he can invest. Now, even though in Webull's paper trading account, he can set it to whatever amount he wants, because he wants to simulate what he would do with his real money, he's going to start with $5,000, the amount of money he's saved up to invest when he's ready. Now that he's got that all organized, it's time for him to buy those ETFs. Here's what that would look like. Now, I mentioned he's starting with $5,000 as his initial investment, so he's going to click the reset button on the paper account detail widget to reset the amount to $5,000 by typing it in. Make sure you're in the Canadian dollar view, and I'm just going to set the USD dollar amount to $10 for now, but he's just going to be using Canadian dollars for his investments. Now we need to figure out how much he can afford to buy of each ETF with that amount of money. Doing some simple math, Luca finds that he needs to divide that $5,000 as follows: $1,750 to XUU, $1,250 to VCN, $750 to ZEA, $250 to VEE, $500 to ZAG, and $500 to ZUAG.F. Okay, now he's ready to buy his first ETF. Let's start with XUU. He goes to the classic trade widget where there's the magnifying glass and types in the ticker symbol XUU. A ticker is a unique 1 to 5 letter code that identifies a stock or ETF on a stock exchange. But as you can see, there are 2 ETFs with similar ticker symbols. One is XUU and one is XUU.U. We want XUU because the XUU.U ticker represents a similar ETF by BlackRock, but is actually in US currency. We want the ETF that's in Canadian currency, which is XUU. Now, if you're never sure about a ticker, the easiest thing to do is to plug the ticker symbol into Google to see what the full name of the stock or ETF is. Believe me, it's very easy to accidentally buy the wrong stock or ETF because there are many similar ticker symbols out there. So make sure you're choosing the right one before hitting buy. Okay, Luca has selected the correct XUU ticker. He knows he needs to buy $1,750 worth of that ETF's shares. So now he needs to look at the ETF's price. As you can see, it's currently priced at $77.52. To find out how many shares he can buy, he takes $1,750 and divides it by the ask price to arrive at 22 shares. Now, depending on what it says, he may have to round down since Webull in Canada only offers whole share buying and selling, not fractional shares, which just means he can't buy fractions of a share. So he types in that amount in the quantity section. Next, he has to choose an order type. Webull has many order types available in their live trading platform, such as take profit stop loss or trailing stop loss. In general, though, it's best to choose a limit order. A limit order means you will only buy or sell shares for a set price or better, whereas a market order means you will buy shares immediately at its current price. Limit orders work best for this because it provides you with price control and protects against unexpected price spikes. And to ensure your order goes through, he should add a few extra cents onto the limit price. This doesn't mean he's paying a higher price for those shares. Remember, a limit order is for a set price or better. So if he sets his limit order to buy shares at $77.52 per share, but the price is actually $77.49 per share, he'll pay $77.49 per share, the better share price. And you can also place the same trade with Turbo Trader, which can also be added on the paper trading platform. Now, once he's done, he hits the buy button to submit his order, and that's it. Then he would do the exact same thing for the rest of the ETFs for his portfolio. Now, that's how easy it is to set up an ETF portfolio and place a trade. But remember, Luca also needs to rebalance his portfolio. As the values of ETFs go up and down, and as he adds new cash into his account, he's going to need to buy and sell shares inside his portfolio to ensure it maintains his target asset allocations. To stay on top of this, it's generally a good idea to use a spreadsheet or an app that can help you do the math and rebalance on a set schedule like quarterly or annually. And that's really it. When it comes to passive investing specifically, it's incredibly passive. Your job is to set up your portfolio, buy your ETFs, rebalance your portfolio, and then don't touch it. Honestly, the hardest thing about being a passive investor is doing nothing and waiting. It's like the saying goes, a watched pot never boils. In order for your index portfolio to grow, you can't constantly be checking on it. At the most, I'd say check your portfolio no more than once per month or whatever your regular contribution schedule is. In fact, behavioral finance shows that the more you check on your investments, the more likely you'll feel the need to do something like buying or selling more frequently or doing something counterintuitive to the original investment plan you made for yourself, both of which could end up hurting your investments in the long run. Of course, if you ever do decide to exit a position, and by that I mean sell any shares you own, it's simple to do. You can follow the same steps with the classic trade widget and select sell instead of buy. Or head to the positions widget, select the holding you want to close or shares you wish to sell, and tap close to place your order. Now that wasn't that complicated or scary, was it? But I will say, the first time I ever bought my first ETF, my heart was pounding. It's a big deal, but it gets easier the more you do it. And it's especially easier if you practice at it with something like Webull's paper trading account first before actually using your own real money. Just keep in mind that paper trading is a simulator account designed for practice. Prices may not always match the live market in real time, and profit or loss figures may not always be exact. It's best used as a way to learn how to place trades, test ideas, and get comfortable using the platform and trading tools. But for now, I hope you found this video helpful. A big thank you to Webull for sponsoring this video. If you want to try out their paper trading account yourself, make a fake portfolio, and get more comfortable with DIY investing, go to jessicamorehouse.com/Webull. And don't forget, right now, Webull is offering up to $250 cash back for eligible traders, giving you a boost to start investing and make your money work harder. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. But with all that, I will see you in my next video.